Is going on, everybody? Camera takes a second there. Since I moved from one port to the other, takes a little bit of a time. I do not like the way that that looks. Let's move you over here a little bit. That should do it. Let's see. Yeah, that's much better. Holy cow. Okay. Now the camera just was what's the way to put it? The way it sits over. And I've lost my screen. I don't know why that goes away. But it does. Let's do this and do that. And then we get it again. I don't know. I think I fixed the mic issue, though, so we shouldn't have the mic kicking out. There's no cats in here, number one. And number two, the conflicting software has been removed. So we should be in good shape there. Let me see. Let's get this out so that we can do that. What's up, Shy? How are you? Do you have a Discord? I actually do. My very own little Jackrabbit Discord thing disappeared again. Screw it. Don't care. I'll care. Every time I look over there, it's going to annoy me, but whatever. But yes, I do have a Discord. Since it's a one-man operation here, we don't quite have it as secure as I feel like it needs to be. So, it is in the future, in the hopes. So, I guess yes is the answer, but no is also the answer at the same time. So, but I do have a Discord, like Jackrabbit Max does have the Discord thing, so that's good. Why are we looking at the ceiling? Do you have to do missions for cosmetics? I'm still at the start zone. Yes, I have several. Do I have it up? Yeah, I have several cosmetics I still need to get. Oddly enough, I've got most of them. There's a few houses. I did get one this week already. Pretty much everything except the the sabotage skills are the ones I don't have. So I've got to start doing those. But that's one thing. We had a great day out with the family. I still come out here and look at that empty spot because there used to be something there, but it's not. We had a great day out with the family. We were out all day. We went to see a really big train. For those of you in America, the big boy train, just the largest steam engine currently still running in the United States, was local to an area, and we took the family. And it was really cool. And that's why we got home late. It was because Mrs. Rabbit. But we're home. We're up. I'll need help, just ask. At least I don't. You know, some content you create. That would be great. I'll take you up on that, Dark. You're screwed then, I guess. Why are you screwed then? Jay, tell me why you're screwed. So, while we're waiting to see how Jay's screwed, winner chicken dinner. Yay, we won. Again. What are we gonna do? Production, crafting cost by 25, experience gain, or melee. So this is interesting setup because honestly, the scholarly collaboration experience gain is increased by 50. I don't believe you get that for your faction. That is just your general experience to get yourself up to 200. And the problem with this is once people are at the point where they're able to vote in the Lance Rad, they're already pretty advanced. You said I have to do missions. I haven't got the first town yet. Oh. I have to do missions. At least for this event. We have to do them. You'll get there, man. It takes time. Don't rush, honestly, because the part you're in right now is the best part of the game. After that, it just becomes work. Lots of work. It's a second job. Only if you let it. Do what you want to, do what you need to, but don't get crazy about it. When you start getting crazy, that's when things start getting nuts in the head. But like I was saying with this, like for me, I wouldn't vote for this because I'm already level 200. I can't go any higher, so it doesn't do anything for me. The problem with that is there's a lot of people who are in this game, in this server, that could definitely benefit. So it takes a level of selflessness that you sometimes don't see. And it is what it is. Personally, like if I could get extra melee damage or crafting costs reduced, I would kind of like that because that helps everybody. This is going to be very specific, so you don't normally see the collaboration as a chosen one. It's a shame because it could help people out, but the entire group doesn't get helped out. 33% melee damage would be great because you know how we are. We like stabbies. And crafting costs reduced by 25%. Not bad either. That means instead of 10,000 spice sand, we only need 7,500. And, to everything else. So, personally, Ice Bloom. Personally, what I would like to get is the vehicle vendor. Just to get some Regis containers and some dampened treads. But if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, we'll keep chugging. We'll be doing fine. I was able to log in and get this number down some. It was 35. I have a lot of Solari. Yeah, I got a pretty decent amount. Most of this was from selling spice and plastanium. I think 1 million is the most I've ever sold a schematic for, and that was, I don't even remember what it was. My prices are usually very, very low, but I've gotten anywhere between 50 up to, I think, 85K per melange. That's where most of my money came from. But yeah, 362 million. That leads to a discussion where, depending on what side of the fence you're on, this looks like a big number. And it is, don't get me wrong, it is. But in a economy where duping occurred and people were able to just create money out of nothing, that's where you see the prices are sometimes outrageous. 900 million for a schematic and things like that. And to people who don't have a lot of Solari, and I've seen this before too, Reddit said the way to solve the duping issue is just wipe everybody's account. And I kind of have an issue with that because I've never sold anything at an exploded price. I've always sold it at what was reasonable. I think I've got videos of some of the things I sold. I don't have anything out in the market right now. But I kind of played by the rules. I didn't dupe, and I can't control where the money I get comes from for the stuff I sell. But I've got 2,000 hours in this game. Done a lot of stuff in that 2,000 hours, so that resulted in doing the market. And also, I'm a firm believer that if on your server, if your market is dead, the first question you need to ask is how much stuff have you sold? Because if you're not selling anything or buying anything, you're kind of part of the problem, I looked at it and said, oh, the server's, dead on my previous world. There wasn't very many people on Pellucidar. And even though I would put things up for sale, it usually didn't sell. It's just nobody playing. That's why the server got closed. But on an active server like this, I'll sell things. I'll sell stuff. I've seen Spice Melange going for like 150K each on the server, and like I said, I think it was 85, I think is the highest I've gone. I usually did 50. And then with it being as blown up as it was, we did jump up to about 80. So I would get like 37 million for every stack of melange I sold. And I think the most I ever had up at one time was 4. So, you know, 30, just for the ease of math, 37, we'll call it 40 million, and 4 of them. A lot. It's a lot of Solari. Don't know what I'm going to do with it. But anywho. This weekend, they have done the house scripts. This is actually... got mixed feelings about it. I think the script was supposed to be another, like a replacement income and something that hadn't been or couldn't be duped. The issue with this, though, is there's just not enough stuff to buy with this. The most you've ever had was 1 million. Give it time. Would be nice if we got an action vendor machine to put in our own bases. Yeah. It is kind of a bit of a pain to make your way to Arrakeen or Harko Village, depending on which side of the fence you're on. But tell you what, let's do this, and I'll show you what we're talking about. So I have a box here where I have gotten a couple good things. I think you're in here, right? Relentless, I don't know. It's a duraluminum thing. Seb's Kisser. All of this stuff I have. I've got all of these things. So these were just kind of extra patterns that I don't need to have if I don't want. Let's take this, and we're actually going to backpack this one, right? Yeah, we'll backpack that. We'll backpack a nice little Tarl. I think I tried to sell one of those and it didn't move. You know what? I'll bring both of these anyway. And let's come down here. Skinned line jacket is not a very strong item, but what this is, this does come from crash ships. So, not the easiest thing to get. Power harness is fun. Pincushion boots, sure. Acronian chest, syndicate. Mark 5 cutaway, sure, we'll bring that. Alright, so I'm going to leave the rest of it in there. And we are going to drop down here. Whoops. Alright, and we'll come here. This is my melange box. This used to be completely full. We have drawn heavily from it. So, let's go to the draft horse. That's what I call my assault. Let's take 2. 2 is pretty good. And we'll do 2 of this. Sorry. We'll do 2 of these as well. I was gonna go downstairs, then I thought, no, let's go upstairs, and then I was like, no, let's go downstairs. So now we're going downstairs. I got Fancy Pants box right here. It's a whole bunch of cool stuff, and it's getting a little full. So what I'm going to do is look through this, and we're going to pick a couple items that we potentially could sell. What I like to do is go with alphabetical. That way I can see what I have a ridiculous amount of. Like almost 2 stacks, that's great. I actually really like that. 1 stack, only 92. It's not a whole lot. Blade parts, we've got tons, but they're not really like super valued. Here's a couple good ones. So these carbide scraps, people use that for making tier 6 gear and vehicle parts. Let's take this down. I shouldn't have done this, but now I'm committed. There we go, finally. So we're going to take 200 of these, right? And we'll put those in the draft doors. Boop. Same thing with these. These are really good. Oh no, we're not doing that, man. I learned my lesson. 6 to spine. These are the same thing. Good for tier 6 gear and stuff like that. So I've still got a full stack and then some partials. Everybody loves industrial pumps, don't they? Got a bunch of these, man. These are good for still suits, but people don't normally make still suits. Bring a stack of plasteel. And let's go ahead and bring 100 pumps. And we're going to go ahead and bring some of these. So what am I doing? Well, what's up, Wired? Good to see you, dude. So here we've got the pricey stuff because it's tier 6 gear and it's pretty valuable and it takes a while to make. Not as much as it used to, but it still takes a while to make. These are our money makers, so we're going to try to get as much as we can for this. The other stuff here is what I call pain in the butt items. You can only get carbide scraps and you can only get diamond dine dust here in this section in Mesa Terrell. You got to fight the Mosquerite. I do that as it's like a hobby. So I don't mind doing it, and we'll be fine. The plasteel plate. This isn't very pricey, and you can get it from crash ships in the deep desert, or you can get it from the Wreck of the Taiki mission if you're able to do the Landsrad overland missions. If you can't do either one of those two, this stuff's hard to get. So it's kind of out of reach for some people. Industrial pumps you can only get from Sentinel City, so you got to go over there and say hi to the sandflies, and it's kind of a pain in the butt. You can get a good amount. Same thing with agave seeds. They come from the Odom, all around the cactuses. You can only get 5 per, and it kind of dedicates some time and effort to go in to get it. So we don't, what we're looking at here is this is just generally valuable stuff, and then these are time savers. This keeps somebody from having to do work. Now that does sound like I'm, supporting laziness, which I'm not. What I'm saying there is that sometimes you don't have as much time to play. I have tons, and for somebody who doesn't have a whole lot of playtime, it's kind of sucks to waste it running around the Odom for an hour trying to collect agave seeds just so you can make some decorations and stuff. So sometimes people will pay good money if you can save them time. We're going to take a little bit of this, and that I think will be almost it. We're starting to do real good with this. Again, I love the Wreck of the Taiki. I think it's the best overland mission, just on all the stuff you get. So we're actually going to take some of this as well. So there we go. We're doing fine here. Taking a whole bunch of weird patterns, and those are completely extra patterns that I don't need. Oh, you get 10 per? With the gathering per? Wrong button. I'm still at 43, man. We're getting there. But all of the schematics I'm bringing it's a mix between some really good ones, like that compact compactor, the Taro cut array. Those are good. Mark V buggy might be considered good. Bigger boot. 6 is better, but 5 is still okay. And then the other things are just kind of some other items that you get along the way. But we are going to head to good old Arrakeen from here. First, we're going to do something incredibly dangerous, because those schematics I'm trying to chase I still haven't gotten. I've hit so many ships, both over there and over here. Some of them have been very well placed. Like, even though this is quicksand central, they've been at points where I didn't have to deal with a quicksand patch. They were kind of on the edge of it, etc. There have been some that were dead center of them, and it's been risky. But we haven't been able to get it yet. Most of them are in this area and this area behind me here. It's rare to... It's rare to find them outside of that area. I think she might fall a little past us. We kind of need it to land almost on top of us. I don't think it's going to do that. It's going to do a second explosion if I'm not mistaken, and then she's going to drop like a rock. There's the second. I think she's going to come down right where we need her to. Okay, so why did I say this was something dumb? Because I've got an assault loaded up with a ton of stuff to take to the market of high value. So why not risk it all trying to get a pattern from a ship, right? What I'm looking for is the Sprinter's still suit. Normally, yeah, she is deep in there. Holy cow, she's deep in there. This is all quicksand. You can tell by the coloration, and if you get close enough to it, you can see that it moves. If we stand on it, bad thing happen. Now, right here, by the base of the ship, you'll see that there's an area that's no longer moving. That's still quicksand. Normally, I would just drop my scout right on her. She's gonna try to fall off. Are we good? Okay. Because I thought, like right here, that I could stand, but as you can see, I'm actually dropping. Come on. Nothing in there. I knew you couldn't watch, Shy. I know. But look, we did it. Unfortunately, whenever there's a schematic in there, it's going to be the first thing. And we actually picked up these, like some pants and a gun. Which means not today. It's a shame, man. That would have been great. What a great level of content to as we're flying over complaining about it, she drops into our lap. But nope. No dice. As far as I know, there's not going to be a second ship in this zone. I can't swear to that. I've never seen it. maybe it can happen. I've never seen it, so. That's been, I did another siege hopping like I did in the previous one of the streams we did, where I went through every siege on my server. I've done that twice now, and although I did hit several ships and did get some schematics I didn't even know could get from there and was missing, the one that we're looking for just hasn't dropped for us. Which, of course, you know, upsets me because, like, dude, hello, I'm trying to get this thing. But also gives us something to chase. Actually didn't expect to be going to Arrakeen to put things on the market. I was going here to talk to the guy who does the script vendor so we could talk about that. But since we're coming here and we're talking about money, it seems like a good time. I still don't know why it takes so long to load. Chances are, Shy, that we're gonna get one of these times. I'm one thing I've learned about this is once you start getting comfortable, that's when bad things happen. And if bad things don't happen when you get comfortable, then you get cocky, and that's definitely when bad things start happening. What I just did, do not do. Don't do what I did. I'm a horrible example. Oh, what's up, Evan? How are you? I'm hanging in there. Oh, how are you, man? Well, I'm not doing all that good. Boy, am I glad that didn't happen when we were messing around with that crashed ship. Oh, for a messed up AC unit? Ouch, dude. I have been there. Holy cow. Oh, I feel for you, man. Now that I'm down here, actually, I can turn this thing on. It's really loud when it first starts up, sorry. But, two-story house. Upstairs is where the studio used to be. During the winter, it was great because the heat would come up. But during the summer, it was brutal. It's gotten actually to like 85. Oh, the pinball? Okay. Without flying. All right. Let's see if I can make it there.
I dream.
Yeah, it used to get 85 plus up there. I'm thinking I'm going to show up on the overland map. I can't guarantee you that. We didn't actually go into Arrakeen, which is where we would spawn in this case. I think it's going to still consider us in the overland map. It might put us in Arrakeen. For the last month, this is the first time I've ever started experiencing disconnects, especially sudden drops like that. $99. Oh my god, dude. Ooh. Is it like easily fixable? Or is it horribly? Dude, Tucson don't play. You're getting the real life Dune experience. Make sure you drink lots of water. Okay, did get us to Arrakeen, and we do have everything still on us, so I guess we're okay. Alright, let's go to the market and let's make some enemies, right? So I've got nothing. Nothing active. Cleared my stuff off earlier in the week. So here's an Arrakeen chest plate. I have one, and the average price is 100,000. Looks like that's all that's being sold. Wow. I didn't even think about that. Somebody making them. Okay, stick to it. So an Arrakeen plate, right? Where do you get that? That is basically like it's a duraluminum product, but you're not going to get it until you're a little closer to some of the end game areas, I believe. I think the Syndicate stuff, which is very comparable to this, comes from like the Claw, the Beast, and that the Harkonnen areas probably comes from the Atreides areas in Haga as well. But point being, it's a duraluminum thing. Let's go see how many are actually being sold, if any. There are currently 2. There's some time between them. Somebody's selling them for 100,000. Now, see this guy? This guy I can get behind. I will usually sell an item like this for right around 50K. 50K is not a whole lot. That's 1 stack of Solari. So that's what I'm going to do. Put it up for 3 days because, as Wired said, that's the sweet spot. And we'll do it for 50,000. We'll put it up there. If it sells, great. If it's not, then we'll just learn it and it goes away. A focus cutter ray. There is none on, but you can look. And let's see. It's it's a little crazy to try to gauge, because you can see here a Mark 6, 60,000, 62.5, 70,000, and then a Mark 4 is down to 1.3. Personally, coming here, this is right where I was. I don't know why they're asking 1.3 million for this. It's I can see it a little bit high. But I wouldn't ask for more than $1 million for what I'm selling. I saw a person who one time said that if you don't know the value of something and you're putting it up there for dirt cheap, you're ruining the market. No. I mean, you can't say that you're justified in asking 200 million for something because that's the way the market works, and then complain when I don't. You know? It just doesn't work that way. So we're going to sell our Mark 5 just for 500,000 straight up. It's lower than what the Mark 4s are being sold for. I'm fine with it. Pincushion boots. So this guy's in the right area. That's kind of a good option. Pincushion boots come from Deep Desert. It is a plastanium material, so you're going to need a little bit of fancy pants work in order to get that, but you can still get that if you're in like the duraluminum phase. I was thinking 50 when I came here. Syndicates are 40. That's a good price for that. Alright, tell you what, we're going to sell this. And we're going to do 35,000. 3 days and sell. I'm going to come down here, and for the power harness, we're just going to match this guy's price. And we'll see, we'll compete a little bit, see what happens. Now we get into the fun stuff. Relentless. Duraluminum, Seb's Kisser, steel ingot. I have no idea what the value of these things are for a steel ingot item, and it's not too hard. Sorry, I'm way over. I'm trying to fix my leg. It's not too hard to get that. I don't remember where I picked these things up. So I'm going to sell them both for 35. Most of the time, the people that are going to buy these types of items are the ones who are like me, just trying to, I don't know why you're not working, are just trying to finish off their schematics list. Mentioned in the signal for Dune, we got redeemable Atreides battle rifle skins to use as a private reward. Nice job, dude. Congratulations. Let's see. Syndicate gauntlets. Somebody's selling them for 40. We're gonna keep our trend going. 35. Now we get to the fun stuff, ladies and gentlemen. Taro cutter array. Lowest price is $2 million. Let's actually look at the tools. So we have one for 10 million, one for 5, one for 7, one for 2, one for 8,950,000, another one for 8,999,000, 95, 1066. Okay. So we go from 2 million all the way up to 10-ish. Why? Well, the Taro cutter array is a great cutter. This allows you in the something you make with duraluminum that can cut titanium and stravidium. So this is a good segue to get into the plastanium stage, because you're able to actually cut through those things. I don't know if people know this, but you know why there's things on the ground around all these nodes? It's for being able to collect it without having the ability to mine it. So if you got to an area but you couldn't cut the node, you could still at least pick some things up off the ground. It's a hard way of living, but you can do it. Better than they are here. Tar cutters being sold for the lowest I've seen at 20 million. It's crazy, dude. Well, I'll tell you what, you're about to see a much lower price. But this always creates an issue for me. The lowest I've ever sold a Taro cutter array was 37,500. The highest I've ever sold one was for 500,000. Obviously, this guy's selling one for 2. If somebody comes up and I don't do anything, they might buy this one. He's going to buy this one before he buys that. Why would you just spend 8 million? What are you doing? But none of them are really moving. What I worry about is, ideally, I'd like somebody who needs a Taro cutter array to come here and look at it and go, oh, here's one, and I can actually afford it. Holy crap. And they buy it, then they go back, they get the materials, they make it, and now they're in the plastanium stage. They're going out to the deep desert, they're cutting through, they're like, holy cow, this is so awesome. I'm so glad. Look at this. I don't know who that guy selling it was, but man, that was great. I'm glad I caught that. What I worry about, though, is this guy comes back on and sees that I've undercut him horrendously with price, so he buys it and then puts it up for 2 million. So the person who I'm trying to sell to is still going to get pushed out. I have no control over it. And I found that whenever you are in a situation that you have no control over stuff like that, just do the right thing, you know? Do the right thing. If it doesn't work out, you tried. We're going to do 100,000. Could I get more? Absolutely. Absolutely I could get more. And there are some endgame players who still use Taro cutter arrays, because it's basically a tier 6, like a Mark 6 cutter. The numbers are just switched around in weird areas. But Taro is still good even in endgame, and to continue using through endgame. Prices like that, I feel like they push it out. This guy here. It is just a steel item, but this you get from that crash ship that I just did, which, ask Shy, she is still not happy about seeing me doing that kind of craziness, and probably I shouldn't have done it. There was some danger involved in this, even if I came out with nothing in an empty thopter. This is something that people can't get on the easy. You know what I mean? So we're going to jack up a little bit more on this. And I'm going to sell this just for 100,000 as well. And that brings us finally to the compact compactor. Love this thing. This is what I currently use. If you look at my inventory, oop, right there, compact compactor. It's just a better, less aggro version of a compactor. Hey, Moral. I have no idea who Moral is. But Moral is standing in a manner that did not allow me to access that. Let's go to Tools here. And we'll look at what the compacts are going for. 18, 15, 14, 13, 12. This guy's down here at 3. Looks like the same dude. Just by the timing. It's odd that they were a minute apart, so spanned. So yeah, a good thing to use endgame. To make it, you do need plastanium, so she's a pricey girl. How much are we going to sell it for? Let's think. Instinctively, I was going for, believe it or not, 800,000. Just let it go at that. And we'll see what it does at 1 million. That is officially the most I've ever asked for a compact compactor. What server am I playing on? I am on Odin, North America. Alright, so that gets everything out of our pocket. Let's go ahead and take a look at the big boy now. This is the fun part. So each one of these agave seeds, people now are asking the lowest price is 75,000. Agave seeds are more expensive than plastanium. It's crazy. Plasteel plate, they're wanting more. Oh, excuse me, they're wanting more than spice melange. What you're seeing here, you should be able to ask ridiculous amounts for spice. Ridiculous amounts. Once they made that PvP, PvE split, it was a lot easier for players to get their hands on melange without risking their lives and all their equipment. There's still danger involved, and it's not easy. It's not like everybody just hold hands and sing, Beatles songs while they're compacting spice. It gets crowded, worm aggro's everywhere. Crawler people are arguing with compactor people, so there's still some issues we're ironing out, but it is overall generally easier, which is why you see a price drop on spice melange. My usual asking price for spice melange, 75k each, gives me 37 million. And we'll put it up for 3 days. We're going to do the same thing here. We'll put it up for 3 days. And when you list things, like it's going to cost me 1.5 million just to put this on the market. If nobody buys it, that money's gone. I can't imagine. We're going to do 75, but let's do something else. I mean, that costs 18 million just to list it. I mean, no one's going to pay that price, but still. I just wondered when people were putting stuff up for like 350 million. We might be able to sell an individual item and see what that does. All right, but all 5, there we go. Both of those are up for sale. Plasteel plate, 130 each. That's not cool. If you can't get it, then obviously it's a problem. But I don't mind selling this a little bit more. Like 35 probably would have been where I was going to go. Let's actually drop this down to just a straight 50. Because you don't need a whole lot of this. If a younger player is coming through and looking for this, they're only going to need 10, maybe. So at 500,000, they'll be able to get enough to make at least one item or something that they're looking for. The original price that you saw in there, the 100 and some, that was terrible. But yeah, we'll put it up for 3 days just like we normally do, and we'll sell. Radiated slag. This is 100% a lazy man's sale. And people don't want to go get it. They need more power because they've got a whole bunch of machines running, but they want to go get it. So that's why you're seeing this at 100,000. I'll do 35. Lastanium's at 70? No. Lastanium, at the most, should be 50. At the most. There's that. So now we got a couple other items here. Cobalt paste. This is actually dropped a whole lot. Cobalt paste you used to be able to get good money for. Got killed by a roaming worm yesterday? No. I got killed by my own thopter, so things happen. Oh, you lost everything though, didn't you? No, wait. If it was a roaming worm, did it eat you, or did you just like accidentally touch it and it killed you? Cobalt paste. Sorry. I want to see what. This is all the same seller, and it looks like it's not moving. So I'm not even going to get into this fight with everybody. Duraluminum, they're asking that much. I wonder if he got the 44. 50? Come on, man. So I'm going to hold on to that cobalt paste. I'm not going to stick it up there. Agave seeds. 75 is kind of high. The most I've ever gone with them. 50. What is wrong with this? There we go. 50,000 for each one. We'll sell. Carbide scraps. 200,000. You guys are criminal. This is a pain in the ass. I had more of everything than I like. Oh, he hates you. Oh. Still, it's not fun. Yeah. This is just a pain in the butt to go get because you don't get a whole lot of them. You do a normal run through. I did a video on how to get these two items, and you'll get like maybe 40 or 50. They are worth something because you're dedicating time to go in and get it. It can be a pain in the butt, especially if you're a little lower level. They definitely aren't 200,000. You could probably guess where we're going to go with each one of these, right? And the diamond dust is going to be the same thing. Industrial pumps. 300,000 for an industrial pump. Come on, man. You go to Sentinel City, you can get like 40 or 50. It's just that you have to go to Sentinel City and then you got to wait for them to respawn. So, you know, whatever. This is just saving somebody time to go get it. You can see where we're going to go. And then, like I said, we're going to keep the cobalt paste. In the time that we've been sitting here, has anything sold? Nothing. Good. So everything we've got is still active. And I'm not going to pick up any of this money we'll wait to see what's sold. And I'll pick it up Monday. All this can sit there. It's only up for 3 days, but once it sells, you've got like 30 days to pick it up. And it'll show up in the completed list, so we'll leave that go. While we're here, though, before we run off, I have been looking here for some of the tread wheel stuff I need, hoping that it shows up here and I don't have to keep doing these stupid missions and stupid stations and stuff. Where am I missing? I guess it's just the treadwheel stuff. I have the boosters. This is a Rattler Mark V. You think you know who's selling those? Is it you? And then I need these treadwheel parts. I can't seem to get that, and I haven't gotten the pods here. So I need a lot of Mark V stuff. But it's the treadwheel things. I always check here just in the hopes that somebody gets it and sells those. That way I don't have to go do them. But it looks like we are foiled yet again. So we need a Rattler Mark V, and here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a whole bunch of 6s. Instead of carrier boost module Mark 6. Really? Shit. Sorry, I said bad words. This always happens. People seem to be selling the Mark 4s, and then they go right to Mark 6s. I don't see a Mark 5. It's another reason why I don't have one. Right there, see? 4 to 6. I think the 5s you have to get through testing stations that we as a group don't want to do anymore. So I don't blame them. But yeah, they're never there. Let's go look in the ridiculous category and see what Mark 5 or grade 5 things are. Well, that's not bad. A bit pricey. That's ridiculous. So I have a grade 5 Hallex pick. It's in one of the special boxes, like the big boy pants boxes. They show you all the tools and vehicle parts in that grade. I should probably use the search option more. But I have 2 augments, level 5 augments on it that I've gotten. I'm just going off of what I was able to look, doing the research, Reddit, Google, on forum posts and stuff. The 3 augments to put on there. And this is one of them, the heavy blade adjuster, but I don't have this. But I'm not spending 210 million just to get this thing. You cray. I don't know that I've ever shot this gun. I haven't, but increases damage and magazine size at the cost of critical hit damage. That sounds like a great thing now. Not 160 million. These are hard to get because, you know, we got to do the grade 5s. You got to do testing stations at a high level. But yeah, that's a shame. I am not spending 210 million on an augment. Sorry. Okay, there we are. Like I said, maybe we'll check at the end of the stream if we're going to be there. If we'll be here, I don't know if we will. What are we doing? We're almost at an hour and have barely done anything. But I won't collect anything until Monday for sure. So we'll see how well it sold. So in this room, this is Arrakeen. I'm sure Harko it's going to be similar, but you got these nice vendor ladies, and dude. Weird voices. Anyway, so yeah, you got all these vendor ladies, and this is where you go. They sell, like, this is where the vehicle person is. If you go talk to them and you're not allowed to, they get mad.
I only trade with those who have the favor of the Landsraad by decree.
So this was the vehicle vendor. Oh, sorry.
I'm afraid you do not have the favor of the
That's the
lands
armor.
by decree.
This lady will talk to you. She
I
sells
never forget a face or a silhouette.
all of the swatches for the vehicles that you can buy and for the weapons. The placeables like water cisterns and machinery, you still got to get it through the Lance Red stuff. But yeah, she'll talk to you. But once you bought everything, there's nothing new in there. She didn't care either. This guy here, fancy
yes.
boy.
I never forget a face, and I never fail to give a good bargain.
Okay. This is where you go with your house script. And every week, this will be refreshed. There'll be 25 of them there. What do you do with these? This is what you need in order to make some of the higher caliber gear and for augments. So if you can't use them right away, or if you're saving them like I do, you just collect it, take it back to your advanced survival fabricator, turn it into the thing it needs to be, and stick it in a box and wait. Once you buy that, this is the only place I know of to get the Spice Workers garb. If you're into that kind of thing, you want to get all the pretty clothes for dress-up days. As you can see, I did. That's 1,250. And then after that, there's nothing but materials here. They aren't pricey so much, depending on how many scripts you have. My issue is that there's nothing here that's critical. There might be some stuff on this list that you need, but you're not going to need a bunch of it. You'll just need some. Like you want to build, a Mark 6 buggy, and you don't have enough armor plating. But if you bought 100 of these, which would cost you 10,000 scripts, you could see I've been playing and doing this every day, so I've got 550,000. But if you bought, for 10,000 scripts, I could buy 100 of these. That's going to get anything you need built. Should, anyway. This will help you with the weapons. There's some of this stuff in here is for for Thopters, you'll need this stuff. But there's just nothing here that is so critical that I'm going to use this total on. I don't need a double house script. Yeah, you might craft a crap version of an augment. Yep. I think players who don't have 500 and some thousand, like I do, players who are just getting in there, like say this is only the first or second week that they're able to do Lands Red stuff, this is great. This will help kickstart them. But overall, the issue that I have with this is house scripts can't do enough. There's just not enough stuff for them to do. You got to put other stuff in here. It's going to hurt the market, but you know what? Put agave seeds in here. Put diamondine dust, carbide scraps. It's still the same thing. You're never going to come here and buy 1,000 carbide scraps because you're never going to need that much. Well, I shouldn't say you never need that much, but you most likely won't need that much. But it is Father's Day weekend. Yes, it is, Dark. If you're a father, happy Father's Day. All of you guys, by the way. Yeah, for now. Hopefully they'll add more with Chapter 4. We can hope. Can't we? We can hope. I originally thought, I've said this before, that I thought they might be planning for house scripts to replace Solari, since Solari was kind of duped into oblivion. They just need to put more things in here. As it stands, all this can do is, it can cover a little bit of a gap. Also, if you notice, like here, for these blade parts, it's just a blade part. But the carbide blade parts, there's 15. It means I can only buy 15 from this guy at one time. I think every day. Yeah, restock is 2 days, 5 hours. So at reset. So this is a weekly purchase. Every week I can buy 15 carbide blade parts. What's it doing? 3 to 4K per seed. Haven't started with the Landsman mission yet. I can't see use for it until I get geared up to tier 6. And then I could start progressing towards augments. Yes and no. You'll see here I've got a level 4, and I put a level 4 augment on it. Most of the bad guys die right away. I'll stab them once, maybe have to hit them twice, depending on where I'm at, and then they fall down. Bosses in the overland testing stations are a little tougher. If I can stab somebody with this thing once and then it drops them, I don't need to put an augment on it. It's doing its job. I have my tier 5 with the tier 5 augments specifically for when I go do fancy pants stuff, like doing the overland testing stations at level 20. It's the only time I use it, because I don't need it for these little guys. But if you'll notice, everything else I don't have any augments on any of this stuff. Everybody falls down. If I meet people that don't fall down when I do things with these guns, then we'll start looking more heavily into augments. I also want to wait till I get the 5 gear for everything. I've already got this one at 5. But it's also crafted for 132 durability. Kind of would like to have the 200 durability before I waste my augments on stuff. So we got our crafting up. Now we're going to actually start doing more augment things. It will help, especially with the testing stations. They'll make, with this one does 351. I think my level 5 with the 2 augments on it is doing like 700 or 800, I think. Don't quote me on that. We'll check once we get back to base. That would make a huge difference, A boss that I have to stab 20 times, I don't have to stab him 10. But yeah, I get exactly what you're saying. Takes a whole year. Yeah, it does. What rodent seats are you on, Jack? I'm thinking of trying out public again. My Stoneheart character to a private. Transfers came out. If you went to a private, I don't know if you can go. You might have to start completely over. But I'm on Odin in North America. It's great servers, nice people. Shy's there. Ethan or Evan's there. A couple of bad eggs. People I don't like to associate with, but I would say 98% of the people on the server are pretty good. I have a load of scripts, bought everything from the dealers. I just buy Regis Components and sell them because I have more than enough of my own to use. Yeah, same thing. I have in a box 2 full rows of Regis Components. I haven't gotten to the point where I'm going to use them. I wanted to wait until I had a better chance of making good augments before I started doing them. But I also need to look more into it, get a little more versed on it before we get too crazy. Guy's got a radiation suit on. Alright, so before we run out of here, let's take a look at these silly little Landsrad missions. We are at 43 and a half, I would say. It's pretty close to 43 and a half. As far as gathering, we just crossed into 68 in exploration. Our goal is actually 77. I've been saying 75, but no, 77, because I can't get a helmet and then be that close to a whole nother line and just walk away from it. After that, we've been putting some work into sabotage. I'm not happy about it, but we've been doing it. I'm in kind of a tough spot here now, guys. In the beginning, I enjoyed being able to just select missions, and I loved doing 3 missions in each area. So just, go there once, knock out 3 missions, and be on my merry way. Pick 3 more. Like, I would do 3 that were at the Broodworks, and then I would do 3 that were at Blushing Cavern, and 3 that were at the Wreck of the Tyche. Well, I've got 20-some missions that I can get specialization XP on. So I don't want to use them on crafting or combat because it's not going to go anywhere. And having only 3 categories to search or select from, life's terrible now. I'll show you what I mean. We're going to go to the Landsrad, and we are going to look at the missions. So we can't do any of these. And I know how to do all of these incredibly quick because I've done so many of them, getting to 100, and now all that knowledge is just wasted. I don't really like doing the testing stations for these missions because it takes so long. If I do it, I normally would just do it at level 1 just to get through it. This is not the time to be advancing my levels on them. Field testing I hate because of those ground cars. I've gotten better at it, but I hate it. Living off the land, great mission. Love this one. Get in, do a couple things, roll. Perfect. Exploration, sabotage aboard the Taiki. Love this mission. Love the Taiki. Surveying Simpo is pretty easy. Just gotta fly around mostly. Rockfall, everything they did in Wind Pass, covering a lot of distance. They aren't hard. You're just covering a lot of distance. I can't do combat anymore. This is a testing station, so it's poopy. This is setting up surveillance all over Harko Basin. And this one is another Wind Pass. Actually, this is the old quarry. Pretty involved. I'm not here to do the involved stuff, man. I'm just here to... Do I need a Masquerade blood bag? I don't know, maybe. Hey, Silent, how you doing, man? That would be what? Duraluminum, right? Nope, I got a Masquerade blood bag. Only one. How do I only have one? Back to Landsrad missions. So, this is what I'm experiencing. I no longer have the luxury of just picking 3 missions and kicking ass in it and going into a single spot and rocking my time out. And that hurts me. It makes me feel a little sad inside. And you also notice, so, Imperial Testing Station. This is in the Blushing Cavern. And this is in the Broodworks. I also have to do Exploration, which is the Wreck of the Taiki, Simpo, and Wind Pass. So those 6 missions, none of them are in the same place. All right, Dante, have a good one, man. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it. But yeah, look at that. So 6 missions, none in the same place. When we come down here, testing station, Harko Basin, and the old quarry. So out of 9 missions, we're freaking running all over the place. I hate that. And then we add to this, I'm at the point where I kind of get a little particular about what I want. I have the House of Verota swatch already. So 10.5 is where I'm going to stop. Gets me a pair of soft step boots and some other stuff. Wasn't too impressed with this. I'm done collecting Walker Sand Engines. I have a whole bunch, but I do need a swatch for Mutelli. Didn't do that because I can't, well, I can do them, but I don't need to do these. Wasn't too thrilled. Again, wasn't too thrilled. There's a lot of improved Holtzman actuators coming out of House ECAS. Unfortunately, it's a crafting and I'm already 100. There's a Taro cut array. That's kind of nice. I just put one of them up for sale. The Albatross wings, I was like, heck yeah, I want to get those. And I needed the placeable swatch for Sita. So we went ahead and did that to its completion. Don't need these. Don't need that. the overall thing I'm getting at here is, for me, this stuff's not doing it anymore. I'm hard pressed to figure out what house I actually want to do missions for. It's the end result that all of us are going to experience, you know. As we keep doing this, the more and more you collect, the closer you get. What's really going to bother me is the day I log into this and the only missions I have to do are going to be like sabotage missions. Just do them. I mean, this is all great right now because I'm advancing things, but what happens when I can't advance it any much further? What's going to draw me back here? Hey, Odd, how you doing, bud? Good to see you. I'm doing pretty good. Had a great day with the family, and now we're here having a great day out in the sands. So, what I'm doing now is, like, I mean, it's kind of the same thing I've been doing before. But for this, I'm not doing testing station 24, so we're going to cancel that and see what we get. So we got field testing, living off land, rocks and roots. At least we got 2 missions that are going to be in Wind Pass, I think, right? Yeah, Wind Pass and Wind Pass, right? This one down here is the one that's in the quarry. So we can select this, and we want to look, want to look into gathering, which is here. I think divets, I might need their swatch, which is why I was doing those. But we are running out of time. That one we finished, so that's awesome. That one we didn't need. And that one we didn't do. So we're actually going to do divets. And I'm going to take... rock and root. And then we're also going to take rockfall. This is going to be under exploration, and we'll look. This is the one I've been working on for exploration. We didn't need anything there. We don't need anything there. We're good on that one. That one we did finally finish with the soft step boots. Do I need... Hold on, I've got it listed here. I want to see if I need... Oh man, it's going to take a while to find that. Two seconds. 1 second. Okay, another 2 seconds. I had this in a folder and I updated the folder and now it's back in its original spot. Man, was it that far back? There it is. Now we have Baroda, so we don't need to do that anymore. Do we have divets? We don't. So that's why we're doing these guys. Not those guys. These guys. So we got 1,000. We're going to take that and we're going to take... Now I've totally confused myself. Who am I doing that out? Why am I doing it for Taligari? Oh, it's that, because it's the right house. I'm an idiot. Okay, sorry. So Rockfall, we're going to accept it, and I need Barota. Right? No, I don't. Taking it anyway. So we've got 2 missions that are showing up in the Wind Pass. What's the closest thing down there to the Wind Pass? It's going to be Blushing Cavern. So I'm going to go down and do these 2, and we're going to also pick this, and I guess we'll just stay with the vets. So we're going to go do Rocks and Root, and we're going to do Rockfall. And then we're going to do field testing. After field testing, we're going to pick up Sabotage Aboard Taiki. And then we're going to pick up Surveying Simpo and Living Off the Land. So I've traded in the going to one place and doing a bunch of missions. Now I am going out and kind of just doing a loop around and getting as many of these things knocked out as I can. Luckily for me, like I said, this bonus house script doesn't really affect me that much. Yeah, it'll be nice to have, but if I don't get it, I'll be okay. If this was like a double XP here, I'd be freaking out. But I can honestly live with that. Being able to do that, to say, nah, I don't want to do that, is huge. Holy cow, is that ever huge. Learn that skill. Be able to walk away. Look at something and say, you know what? If I miss out, I'll be okay. Says the guy who made sure he was at 0. Oh. So funny thing about this is I am still in my assault from driving all that stuff over for sale. But it looks like I'm in a scout. And she moves like a scout. And when I land, it's going to be a scout as well. But if we go back to Harko Basin, we'll be back in our assault again. Alright, so we came all the way down to Wind Pass. This is the furthest south. If you look on the map, this is the furthest south location. So this is where we want to go do this. The old quarry is down here. The other missions are going to be right here. Wreck of the Tyche. You've got your Blushing Cavern. Smuggler's Run if you can do it. The Garrison is different. Then you got Broodworks, Ruins of Simpo. So our goal is to go here. Then we're going to go up here. Come over here. Hit up there. There. Back to base. Drop off all our stuff. Reset and run it again. Fortunately, we got to do it 27 times. Next weekend is going to be a double XP weekend as far as missions go. We are definitely going to be hitting that way harder than we're doing this. I don't expect to get these done tonight or tomorrow. I'll carry missions over. When they upped us yesterday at 35, I logged in and I got myself down to 22. And by the end of doing that, I was like, holy cow, I'm so glad I knocked so many missions out. And then I looked at it, 22, and I'm like, are you kidding me? I went from 35 to, I only did 13. I have a quick question. Can plasteel plate not be found in deep desert crash ships anymore? I read that you need to do the overland testing stations for that, which looks incredibly difficult. You can get plasteel plates from, if I'm not mistaken, deep desert crash ships. It's not the ones that like come down in front of you. The actual shipwrecks, the big boys that are down, that stay down the whole time. That'll be there all week. I'll be there all week. Those are the ones where you can get them. You can get them out of like shipwrecks. You can get them out of buried treasure too. It's just not reliable. So the Wreck of the Tyche, which we'll be going to here in a very short while, is my favorite place to get them. That's where I've gotten most of mine. The Deep Desert Shipwrecks will have them. I don't think the ones in row A do, though. Depends. Some of the ones that lock you in and just have wave after wave, absolutely, those are horrible. Some of the what is it? Is it Mannequin Manor? Doesn't give you as much as the hard ones. That one I like, but yes, bosses are all going to be tricky. What I found with this place gives you lots of, well, not lots, but it gives you titanium and strontium. Pretty good amounts. And since I don't want to mess around with these people, yeah, we're just going to end lives. You didn't die? Bet you're gonna. Love to know how close he is on that revive. There's a bad guy up there, but sometimes he doesn't show up until we actually get to it. I haven't quite learned exactly how to combo these missions sensibly. Really. Yes, sensor data. This one makes you go all over the place. They kind of share a common point here, which is why I jumped up and did that one first. There's going to be 2 douchebags in here that we're going to have to dispense with. There's douchebag number 1. And number 2 is where? I guess that's cool. We're not going to talk about those 2 missed shots. Okay, well, we got to come here, and then we got to do this, which is pretty cool the first time you do it. Not really anymore, though. Tap into the conduit telemetry line. Where are you? You are up here. Alright, so we got those steps done, and come in here. Go ahead, just keep shooting. Ooh! This guy's a douchebag. He's dead now. I am trying to do something, sir. Oh, there's 3 of you. I still try to shoot people over obstacles like this, and what ends up happening is you shoot this because you're hip firing it. Internal directive. Something's going to happen. Oops. There we go. And might as well grab it all. We'll drop what we don't want. So if we look at these missions while we're progressing here, Rock and Roots, we gathered information about the incident, and we're going to go to the scene of the incident. And as far as Rockfall, we've actually done a pretty good amount. Unfortunately, this is where we start running around. This one as well. It's not too bad. So I'm going to divert. I think we go to this, and then we're going to jump over and do some of the rocks and roots, get those cleared out, I think, completely. And then we'll pick up Rockfall again. So we'll see. So I'm going to close this, and I don't know if I need that or not. I don't think I do. Come on. Get over the handrail, dude. Usually some bad guys here. Alright, so we're going to the scene of the incident. Oh, wait. We actually have to click this button. Shoot me. Shoot me. Shoot me. Oh my god. Oh my god. All of that completely messed up because little sword man there decided he wanted to get cutesy. Yeah, let me guess. You're going to do a dispenser blast. Nope, you're going to die. You don't have anything. Okay, so that's water pump. Yeah, this is... Oh my god, you're so bad at your job. Holy cow. I mean, at least you did good. Nobody came from that direction. You gotta go up there now. No, I'm sorry, you gotta go up here. And then you gotta come all the way back down. I guess we'll do... Yeah, we'll just do this part. Hey, a little bit of sunburn there. Too high. Too late for that. Like I said, you get a lot of plastanium ingredients here. Money's always good. Fuel cells, whatever. Yeah. Alright. So once you activate this transmission data, you got like a little race that you need to run through it. So we're going to divert over to this. Should have got some speed on that jump. That didn't work at all. So this is a little table here. I'll take the hurt. I don't care. You can go talk to that. We'll let Stabby Boy there not care. They did all right. I mean, my shield was starting to come down, wasn't it? I'm just trying not to discourage them. Okay, that actually we did wrong. We wanted to go to that. I'm following the wrong thing.
Someone's here.
Gosh. Oh, man. I was right there. That's where I just was. Stupid. Jumped a little late. So now we're down here in the greenhouse. And we just gotta kill these idiots.
Enemy back up.
I see you.
Engaging enemy.
I'm surprised I got that one off, to be honest. He was a bit far. Alright, so we read that book. It was exciting, very interesting. We learned quite a few things from it. I'm going to go ahead and pick this up because it opens that door, but I don't need that door right now. Now I got to go in here and check out these house plants. This is cool. And then this one's pretty cool too. And that one is as well. Now we need the door that we just went through, or that we got the thing for. So they try to set this alarm off so bad guys will come get you. If you kill them as they're trying, they stop attacking you. See, they just run right past you. Apparently you got to start over every time you try to program or set that alarm off. I don't know. Okay, so here we came into this room because we have to come up here. And yet again, we read some more stuff. Look at that. That's amazing. Alright. Gather information from research and development labs. Complete your report on the water production. Now, this is the last step of this mission, and it's actually towards the end. So we're going to switch back over to doing rockfall. Well, we're actually still tracking rockfall. Because that is going to get us to the point where we're ready to end. So, come up here. I could have had 3 missions on Blushing Cavern done right now. Easily. Maybe my pathing's not so great, and there were a couple times where I turned left when I should have turned right, but still, this is the problem. Everything's 200 meters away.
Shields up.
Hi. Alright, so we're gonna look at this. I don't know why I couldn't just click on that to make it start, but whatever. Then we come over here. Same thing.
Shields on.
We didn't hit it.
Someone here.
And that 1 minute and 30-second timer, man, that does not stop. So, up. So these guys come at you. So you want to get this thing quick. And then finally this. And now the upload is going, and that should be done, right? Return to the Ornithopter. Hell yeah. Now we're going to switch back to rocks and roots because we got that last step, which is right outside the door here. In there. Oh, they're shooting at me. Look at them. You gotta come into here and come up to this. Ah. Who did I kill? Now that's done. Return to Ornithopter, right? Thanks. Way too long. Way too long. It's not that this mission is terrible. Either one of these is terrible. They're both great. It's just I've done them so many times. I've done them so many times. It's not all that much fun anymore. I almost have my sabotage max level. Exploration and combat are both at 100. Nice. I have split too much. We're at 100 in crafting, 100 in combat, 68 in exploration, 43 and 26. 43 in gathering, and sabotage 26. Are you seeing any benefits to the sabotage? Why go with the sabotage? Just a question wired. The other 3 in parallel. It's kind of the same thing I'm doing with a little bit less focus on sabotage than the other ones. Gonna get all 35 done by tomorrow. I doubt it. I doubt it. I don't have 35 to do. I should be down to 25 now, so I'm 10 less, but we're gonna get 10 more in 5 hours, so that'd be up to 30. We're already an hour and a half into the stream. It's 8 o'clock. This kills me. I used to be able to do it so much faster, and it just kills me. I got field testing here. That is the only thing I have, and I've got 35 con on that. So what I'm going to do is we are going to take this Perfect. And we're also going to do the living off the land. And we'll go ahead and select the same house. We'll just keep working die bets. First thing I'm going to do is go here. And since I know there's radiation, boop, put the radiation suit on. And we'll go right to it. It is possible to do 2 missions at the wreck of the Taiki. Actually, did I select that horrible field testing one with the ground cars? I don't think I did I? If you don't know if you have a mission at a spot, just fly to it. I did. I took it. If I didn't have a mission here, it would tell me you can't do this. Headshot bonus and Landsrat points. Too many people use a tractor field for headshot bonus. If you're doing stuff by yourself, absolutely. I can see that, but in group fighting, too many attractor fields. Although attractor fields have kind of run out. Here there's a bigger Harko presence. Fight for the Landsrat. Ooh. There you go. Let's see. We're going to put our armor back on. I changed clothes a little too soon. I don't want this or this or this or that. I kind of just pick them up as we're going. So now's as good a time as any to drop stuff. So field testing. Holy cow. Not my favorite mission. My most unfavorite mission here. Within the first 4 hours. Nicely done, dude. This isn't so bad. You could go up there and kill Cassius and whatever the other guys were and switch their guns so much faster than you could do this one because it takes you all over the damn map. But as far as a mission itself, let's take a look. So we're going to say 139. I can remember that, right? Can't remember that, but we'll do our best. Even knowing exactly where these cars are. Yep. The issue I have mainly with this mission is the fact that this thing does not work at all. So here we go, we scan, right? And when I want to cut this, the hip fire thing, if I follow it exactly where it goes, it doesn't work. But whoa, we're going to run off with a quicksand. If I do this side, watch this. Ready? Perfect. And now we'll do this one, and for some reason it's off to the side. So we have to aim a little crazy. Why is it still on? Finally it breaks. It's not the only place that that's going to happen. You can cut both sides of the buggy, so you don't have to do that side, but it doesn't get all that much better when we do this one. Because this one is going to be the bottom piece. Now, let's make sure we always grab everything that guy has. I don't know why he's laying there dead, but when we do this one, sometimes it tells you to cut all the way up here, which is pretty hard to get. This is at least a little better. Always one that it just decides not to aim proper, and you get some diamond dine dust, so it's not too bad. So cutting the legs off of the buggy is better than the upper side, but as you can see here, it's I think I activated them, didn't I? Yeah. You just chill, don't act stupid. So we got to do this one, same thing. That actually worked a lot better than it normally does. That one always works perfect. Now we're going to go to the fourth one. Just right here. And of course, the better side to cut, unless you want to kill bad guys, is this side. All right. Are we done? Nope, she threw a grenade down there. Fancy girl. Glad she didn't hit me with that, because when you're flying through the air like this, you cannot get rid of that dart. Piercing one. Alright. So if we hug this, sometimes we can get over here without aggroing anybody. He's standing there staring right at us. Let's just go ahead and end these two. And then we'll come up here. And this one, you have to cut the legs off. It's the only one that behaves. Except for that last foot, man.
Reveal yourself.
I'm just passing through, buddy. Bye. And then the final buggy is over here in the cave. I need water. Can I do that while I'm up here? I can. Cool. I've actually gotten to the point where I try to make it... Oh, I'm not going to make it, am I? No. Try to make it a little game trying to zoop from a distance to get down into this. You really like that sword. I don't like the parry in it. Replica pulse dagger seems best to help with stamina. Yep. I like the rapier because I just, you know, it was cool. And then when they made the changes to it, I felt like that, you know, I felt a certain way about it. Like they were challenging me to be better. And I'm still not quite better. I do like that, though. You don't have to kill these guys, but if you don't, they're not going to leave you alone. And I mainly use... Oh, we didn't want to jump that far. I didn't want to jump... Aw. I didn't want to jump down this far. But we ended up jumping down that far, so... Now we're going to try. I normally cut this from the other side. I don't know if it's going to let me do it. Let's see. This seems to work. This is the one that's always a problem. Come on. Honestly, that wasn't as bad as the other side is. There you go. Now we just have to get out. Stuck on a rock, that's why I couldn't move sideways. Just knock it off, dude. That was a misfire. So 45. Just like 6 minutes. I could do faster, but not by much. Probably only pick up maybe a minute or so. So we're looking at 5 minutes just to do this. Whereas the other missions, you could do them in like 3. And now I have to leave. So we're going to go to the Taiki, and then we're going to live off the land. And that should take us to our 2-hour mark, and we'll be at 22. And in 5 to 6 hours, we'll be back up to 27. I don't know, man. We are losing the motivation. That is for sure. All right. Sabotage aboard the turkey. Now we need to change pants. It didn't work. Thanks. And confirm. So we're going to continue our little trip. We're going to go over to the Taiki. We're going to go up to the only mission that I actually still like doing. Keep in mind, at one point, I liked doing every single one of these missions. I really did. They were fun. They were cool. They were new things to do. I could try to do it different ways. It's just that on the route to 100, you get yourself to a point where you're like, this just needs to get done. I don't care about it anymore. It just needs to be done as quickly as possible. Please, God, just let me get this XP and get to 100. It's been nice to actually have to fight. It is. I guarantee you, we've had a couple runs where the Harkonnens took the bull by the horns. So, just, no pun intended. I have a feeling we're going to lose this week. This one coming up. If we could maybe salvage it, but it's going to be tricky. This one's not bad. Actually, like I said, I always like coming here because of all the other stuff that's in here. That's the main reason we like coming
Halt
here.
and be recognized. There's someone
Okay. I actually got an extra stab in there. These things are right here. So first off, always great to get a radiated slag. Plasteel blade parts are cool for making cool weapons. I don't even know what these are for. Mechanical parts, they're just great to have. And these things, the plasteel flora microfiber, you can break down one of them to get 2 plant fibers. So when you have a stack of 500 of these and you break them down in your recycler, the full stack, you'll get 1,000 plant fibers. That's actually kind of huge for something that's here. Just I'm here, like the other missions that we always did. This one starts out inside this room. The one that we used to do either for gathering or for combat. I'm not sure which one it was. That's what you get. So luckily the first step of this mission is the same. I think this wasn't the power one. It was not the generator. I'll remember it later. Normally you come over here and grab this thing, but instead you grab this one. Still has this chest, which is 17 plasteel plates. Somebody had asked earlier where to get them. Wreck of the Taiki, baby. As you can see, I've only fought one guy. Well, I fought 3 in order to come in, and they're not that hard. They're powerful people. You gotta stab them or shoot them a couple times, but there's 2 in the very beginning, and then this dude. At this point, I could turn around and leave if I really wanted to. Let's take all of it except these silly mercenary boots. We don't need that. And look, we can turn around. And there's another chest here with more of that. I don't want to leave the game. So the next thing for this is the navigation, which is all the way at the end. So we just run all the way through to the very end of this and the end of the ship, and we're done. I'm going to stay here and hurt people, though.
Where's backup?
Yeah, it's hurt that guy. I saw you. Oh, and you saw me. Come on. Nice block. You didn't do it twice, though. Like throwing things? Okay. This box right here is going to have some cool stuffs in it. Boop, boop, boop. I'll take all of it. Yeah, why not? This guy right here is kind of tough. but I just do the weirding step on him.
Shields up. Where's my move?
And he lets me kill him. And then we go up here, because there's a sniper guy up here. He usually shoots at us, which drops his shield, so knife in the belly ends it. Then we got him and this idiot. One more in here. Whoop. Access granted. Hooray. We'll go ahead and take all of it. If you're short on jasmium crystals, you can grab this here. They're heavy though. But if you're making duraluminum stuff, that's an option right there. Also, once you're at this point and you've killed all the guys in this room, you get that box that was up in that corner. There's one here, which we got some more plasteel plates. Another 7, which is pretty good. Good. We're going to come over here, and even though this isn't part of our mission, we're going to cut this box open. This was the one, come on, for the power generator thing that you have to make. Because that material in that little drum there is one of the two. The other one was some jasmium crystals. But we came over here because of these. There's 5 more plates. And while I'm here, we'll go ahead and cut one of these doors open. If you don't have a super awesome radiation suit, like I'm at half radiation right now, if you come in here, it'll drop. Any room you got to cut the door off like that, should drop it. There's several of them about. Let it go. Let it go. There we go. So now we don't have any more radiation, and in the bigger boxes, there's different materials. We don't need that. Oop. Yeah, that box over in the corner was the first one we hit. You can also... I got the hiccups all of a sudden, I'm sorry. You can also come over here. Cut that door open. Some more irradiated slag, but I don't think there's anything else too cool in this room. It does drop your radiation, though, so you could also just come into this one. I haven't found anything in this area.
Someone's here.
I'm critically injured. It'll be okay though. Some more irradiated slag at least. And I'm gonna go ahead and pop one of these. We're getting full, folks. That's no good because there's a lot of stuff in this room. Hold on a second. Let's see what we can drop. Oh, well, we don't need that, do we? Unfortunately, we're at 50, so oof. Oh, you know what? We'll just drop the whole thing. Boop. Problem damn near solved. 29 plasteel plates, 33 irradiated slags just from this mission alone, and we're not done. I'll take it. Should be more slag in here, and some... Oh, no, that's composite armor, which is basically plates that are already made for you, so... That's good. This right up here will finish the mission for us. Boop. Now all I gotta do is exit. But we're gonna stop and we're gonna come over here. 13 more plasteel plates. It's pretty good. I don't need the Vulcan. There is a box right here with 5 more plates. Sure. We need this thing in order to get out that door. But before we go, we're going to go to this little dead-end hallway. For yet one more box with 6 of those. Nice. Now we'll get out. Yes, I did totally just duck my head in real life as I went past that door. Because I'm an idiot. So this took a little longer than what we were doing a second ago. But I made it take longer by going to so many places that I didn't have to for the mission. Mainly because we wanted to gather up a whole bunch of stuffs. So what did we get out of here? 47 plasteel plates. That's very helpful. We also got 18 armor, the composite armor plates. So one of the things, like if you're making tier 6 Thopters, you're going to need this. You're going to need plasteel composite armor plating. If you don't have it, you can go to your advanced survival fabricator, and it gives you the option of combining these armor plates with this plasteel plate and some water and I think some silicone or something to make these. So you can use these two to make this. But because I've already got 18 now, that's 18 I don't have to make. This can go to other stuff. 41 is what we came out with, the irradiated slag, so that's not bad. And overall, it's a pretty good run in this ship. If I could do this, just this, to get all that. Girl, I haven't seen you in a while, dude. How are you, buddy? Oh, man. It's been a little while. We're going to go ahead and change clothes again. Boop. Boop, 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 boop. Close. And we're going to hit the old Landsrad menu. Living off the land. This is one of the few missions that I actually still like. Besides Wreck of the Tyche, doing anything on the Wreck of the Tyche.